Now let's have a look at some young men celebrating this famous victory.
There was never any doubt, Kamala, you're fired.
Being unburdened by Kamala Harris feels pretty good there. They're celebrating hard. Has there been any violence? I saw there were protests today in New York, Seattle, Chicago, all the usual places. But are they smashing up windows and attacking people yet, or are they saving that for the inauguration?
Yeah, I think they're waiting for the inauguration to start burning down all of the city buildings. But that celebration dance is now taking over the NFL and college football. Multiple players for the San Francisco 49ers are doing it today. Yesterday, a bunch of college football players are doing that dance. So Donald Trump is just, he's a cultural phenomenon. Everything he touches turns into gold, literally. Even his dance moves are the hottest trending thing on TikTok and all over the world. So we're celebrating. Nobody here is really upset. I think everybody's ready for our country to take a step in the right direction.
Now, Kamala Harris did do some podcasts herself. They just weren't as popular or interesting chats as the one Trump was having. And we're learning that she spent an enormous amount of money. Obviously, she had a lot more money than Donald Trump, around $1 billion war chest, 3 times more than what he had. And spent $100,000 reconstructing the Call Her Daddy podcast in a hotel room. Look at that. How does that cost $100,000? It's beyond me. Tell me about how they've managed to waste $1 billion and still have the most devastating loss.
Rita, Kamala Harris spent $1 billion on her campaign and is somehow $20 million in debt. I think that's the definition of girl math, and that would be a clear indication of how she would run the country. If she ran her campaign with free money and is still in debt, then this country would only get in much worse debt. And you know what? It actually really makes me upset that they had to build a fake set in a hotel room when there's a million different studios in D.C. and New York that they could have rented out and redecorated and spent not even 1/8 of that, probably 1/10, probably for $10,000, they could have got a very nice studio, but they don't care about that. All they wanted to do is waste as much money and not actually do any, real deal interviews. Joe Rogan even said that they needed to curate and edit the interview if she did sit down with him. So she's just inauthentic. She's a phony. And because of that, nobody wanted to vote for her.
Now, we've got some news about Donald Trump's administration. He's already announced that the likes of Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo will not be part of Trump 2.0. That was news that pleased his base enormously. And today, CNN are reporting that Elise Stefanik will be the ambassador to the UN. That's the early reporting. What do you think about these choices thus far?
Well, Congresswoman Stefanik's great. She's defended Donald Trump through and through, and she's in a traditionally red district in New York. So even though she's going to be plucked out of her position as Congresswoman, that district will probably still stay red. And, with Nikki Haley, she's got to go. She stayed in that primary and just costed Donald Trump votes and really positive energy for his campaign and just tried to stifle it before it even got started. So I'm happy that he's not going to surround himself with neocons and warmongers like Nikki Haley and Mike Pompeo. So Donald Trump's already making great decisions.
And finally, Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA supervisor Marnie Washington has now been fired after it was revealed that she had told disaster relief workers on the ground in Lake Placid, Florida, to not assist people whose homes had Trump signs in the front yard. This is in the wake of Hurricane Milton. It's incredible that this could have happened. When I first heard this, I thought that there is no chance someone would actually give that direction. But Alex, here we are.
Getting fired is not enough. I mean, they should charge her criminally for neglect, or at least something more serious than just getting fired. And I'm sure she had a decent job at FEMA, probably made over six figures. But like I said, and not giving aid to people because they don't because they have a different political viewpoint than you and don't want to vote for Kamala Harris, that's disgusting. That should be some sort of crime. And it just shows you that our federal emergency management system just does not care about actually helping people, especially if you have a different political viewpoint as a person that's handing out the aid.
Alex Stein, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rita.